building was the wall. With Google Earth View, I was able to see that they did have an inner courtyard with
Okay. Okay. Oh, they're just building fortresses in rich neighborhoods or what? Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today, we will look at something really interesting. It's a little bit new from what we usually cover, right? And today we will look at rich neighborhoods in Tokyo. It's from a channel that I really enjoyed. The name is Life Where I'm From. And they make really, really good content about Japan. And I thought it might be interesting because my algorithm was like, hey, you like the channel? Here, I have a cool video for you. So let's watch it together. Let's go. Alrighty, as always, I will link the channel down below. If you like their content, please visit them, give them a subscribe, support them in any way because I really like their content. So let's see what this video will be about. That looks cool. Wait, is that already the... I don't... Oh, that looks more like the rich neighborhood now. Jesus Christ. The car jump scare. Uh-huh. That looks like a house here in Austria. I have a house. I have a house, but you know, I know like places where houses look like this. I really like those type of houses. They're really cool looking. Rich neighborhoods of Tokyo. Let's see.
Hello World.
Hello.
In a previous video, I showed what a typical Tokyo neighborhood looks like. But recently, I wondered what I'd find if I visited some of the wealthier areas. And where do the rich even live?
Where they're hiding.
Well, I'd say it's mostly on the west side, the Yamanote side. It's
So this is like full on Tokyo with all the districts, let's say that. There's Shibuya. That's probably very, very known. Nakano, Shinjuku. Those are probably the most known in that I personally like when I watch videos that usually they're somewhere there. And then the others are a little bit less covered, but maybe it's just me.
Geographically the upper areas of Tokyo and where you would traditionally find the upper class. The east side is called Shitamachi, which conveniently is geographically lower and, you guessed it, where you would traditionally find the lower class. This is where my wife's family comes from.
Oh, I love this. It's just I don't know. This is something I noticed in Italy. Like we were walking through a small village in Italy on the vacation last year, and then I realized we really like the architecture, like how the houses are put together and how everything looks, and I really like how this looks, kinda, you know. And then I realized I'm just looking at someone's home and it looks exotic, which is kind of weird. Like I would feel weird if I would live in that house and someone would pass by and would be like, oh, like they saw, I don't know, the queen. So I tried to not do that anymore, but I really like the pot ensemble over here. I really like that.
And where we own a home. For the purposes of this video, I went to the west and largely avoided the skyscrapers, as they're honestly not as fun to look at from the ground.
That is fair.
Instead, I picked pockets of land that mainly had single-family housing, and a couple areas that had disproportionately large
really
plots of
nice.
land.
Oh.
One of the
Okay.
best examples of this is Denen Chofu. It's based on the Garden City movement created by Ebenezer Howard.
I heard about that they make these plots of land specifically like this, and different plots have like, I think, a different price point or something like that. It is really interesting in terms of designing the city. It was very interesting to look at. There's also another essay about it, I think.
A British urban planner, the man who is said to be the father of Japanese capitalism, was inspired to try the concept in Tokyo, so he purchased and developed Denen Chofu in 1907.
It looks really
Garden
cute,
cities
yeah.
were developed with the ideal of having a classless society. In reality, what happened was that they became rather exclusive areas for the wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Denen Chofu is no exception.
Okay.
And just a note,
Interesting.
I'm specifically talking about the Sanchome area located in
Look how it's structured on the map. It looks so perfect over here. Like this part, this pizza. It's just a pizza slice.
Toward. It's easy to see from the sky.
Oh, that's even cooler. Wow. I have to say, it looks really cool from above. And I mean, there are lots of trees in between, so I bet it also looks really nice when you're standing there.
To its distinctive radial pattern. In Dennen
Very
Shofu,
pretty.
they have minimum lot sizes, which partially explains why you'll see larger homes than normal. Lots need to be at least 165 square meters, and buildings no taller than 9 meters. Apartments cannot be built, nor can row houses with more than 4 units. While there's a minimum plot
That keeps everything pretty low, so like there's no skyscraper chances and stuff like that, which is actually kind of nice. I don't know how I would feel if I would just look at skyscrapers all day long.
size, in reality, most plots tend to be larger. One reason for this is if you're sitting on a plot of land that is 300 square meters, you wouldn't be able to split it into two, since both halves would only be 150 square meters.
Oh,
In fact, after
I
manually measuring
see.
out a few of the areas, I feel safe in saying that on average, the lots are double the minimum lot size. Interestingly, if you look at land values for Dennen Shofu,
Land prices per square meter. 5,000. I mean, those are the prices right now are from, I think the video is 3 years old now. So the prices might be completely different in our day and age, depending on how the market is in Japan right now.
they don't seem too
The
high,
yen is not very
especially
strong though.
considering
right
neighboring
now.
areas. However, due to the minimum lot sizes, even the smallest property starts at 130 million yen, which is about $1 million US given current exchange rates. Keep in mind that this is the starting cost just to get the bare minimum of land with
That's just the bare minimum is $1 million. This makes me just sad. But it
any
is what it
buildings.
is.
So you basically have to be a millionaire to own a house here, just like in Vancouver and Toronto now. Neighborhoods outside of Dennen Shofu allow for much smaller lot sizes and have less restrictions, which makes the land more valuable.
That's fair. And also
a
a
great
bit more
example
taller,
is
probably.
Geographic, which is one train station north. This lot is selling for 63 million yen, which is about $500,000 US.
That's just a little further up. And you can save so much money already. I will just ditch the idea ever to have someone an own place for myself, but let's just ditch this idea so I don't have any hope anymore.
It's only 62 square meters, which is much smaller than the minimum of
What? It's so tiny though. Okay, never mind.
165 in Dennen Shofu.
Never
But the land
mind.
per square meter is worth 27% more. So perhaps this is counterintuitive to some, but cramming more residents into an area makes the land more valuable. On top of minimum lot sizes,
I'm not an architect, yeah? But can you not make something more pretty? What is this? You have such a nice car. Put in some money to make a nice wall. I'm sorry. What is that? It doesn't even look classy. It just looks sad.
there are also rules that the buildings have to be harmonious with their surroundings. There are limits on the size of walls
Yeah, this looks nice, for example. What is with the other thing?
and the types of construction materials used. While
Also
I don't think
nice.
these rules make houses in Dennen Shofu homogeneous,
What is this? There's one window! I'm screaming. My cat even runs away. There's just one window up here. What is this? It's a bunker. How is that?
by any means, they're probably not as out there in terms of architectural design as you'll find in other neighborhoods with less restrictions. And one last point about neighborhood rules. Dennen Shofu has a volunteer neighborhood association who, in addition to the city, also have their own rules around
Okay.
how the properties should look and the proper way to enjoy your property. Like
Interesting.
not airing out your clean laundry where people from the street can see.
Okay.
However,
What? Wait a minute. Wait, what? I'm sorry. What is this guy doing here? Do you see that? There's a freaking knight armor guarding the garage or whatever this is. What is he doing there?
unlike homeowner associations in the United States, These rules are not enforceable by law, and thus are suggestions that they strongly suggest you
that
follow.
looks cool with the trees.
Really strongly suggest. As in, Yakuza might be showing up at your place if you don't.
Huh.
No, I joke. But if you live in the area, there will be huge pressure to conform to the neighborhood standards.
Okay. I didn't know that. That's so strict.
While Dennen Chofu has special laws to preserve the character of the neighborhood, in a place like Shirokane, you can easily turn a corner and find yourself in a neighborhood that's like any other you'd find around Tokyo.
That's really cute.
For example, you probably
they have
didn't
some
even
character.
notice that the last shots were
like even this one, right? Even this one, there's a lot of wall, not much window, but there's like this plant assembly with the this wooden wall basically, and that makes it a bit interesting. Some of the others were just, what is that even?
From Edogawaku, a working class neighborhood in Tokyo. It's basically indistinguishable from some streets in
Koi
Shirokane.
laundry.
And now, so we're clear, these shots are from Shirokane. You'll find a mix of people with modest homes who have held on to them for decades,
so
mixed with relative newcomers who have paid a premium price for the land and have mostly built custom homes. I was somewhat taken aback to see
Every house just looks different.
that some homes were essentially the same kind of cookie-cutter ones that you'd find in the less wealthy parts of Tokyo. The only difference is that the home in the rich areas could cost double or even 5 times more of the price because of land values.
Oh, okay.
Basically, anyone can build anything anywhere, and you can build on really small lots of land. This will result in really big homes next to small ones, as well as oddly shaped and placed homes, like this one sandwiched between a park and a road.
I heard about this house. It's so tiny. There's also another one between two buildings where you just have like a meter to walk, and this is all you have. Living space is rare nowadays, so I understand that you want to use every possible little corner that you can find. But I don't even know if I would be able to live in such a place. Probably not. I need a little bit of freedom, and my cats need space too. It would not be like appropriate for my cats to be crammed in a small room. They need a lot of space.
And if you want to know more about zoning, see my Why Japan Looks the Way It Does video. Shirokane is home to the main
Look at this. This is beautiful. I love this. Absolute madness to maintain and to keep it as it is, and also repair things. And it's freaking expensive too. But it just, it just warms my heart to see this. It just looks, I don't know, comfy. I look at this and the only thought I have is like comfy and pretty. Love it.
campus of Meiji Gakuen University. Nearby, you'll find residents living in towers. I was curious about this old wooden manor up these stone steps and found out that while this was the home of a wealthy stock trader, it's now owned by Mitsubishi Electric and is a National Historic Site.
Oh,
This tracks,
interesting.
I don't think you'll find many people living in such large old properties like this in Tokyo. Another interesting find in Shirokane was this big bunker of a building. Okay, for these homes, I need you all to help me out.
They look so boring.
When I tried to search for the names of buildings that look like this, the photos that seemed most similar were labeled brutalist. Other searches put forth the names of
like, okay, if you really want just a wall, if you want to save the money there, because look at the entry looks really cute with the plants, but if you just want a wall, like at least hire artists that put a nice mural on this wall. It would look so cool with like a big ass mural of, I don't know, something fantasy or nature, just to give it color or give it character. There's like nothing going on.
modernist or contemporary.
Just a
I realize
fortress.
I might be mixing up the styles that I'm showing, but overall, what is the main style of these concrete buildings?
It's concrete. Like, look at so much better. Look at the character of this entrance already.
I feel the biggest telltale sign of a wealthy family is the steps they take for privacy. There are often walls or vegetation that prevent lurking eyes from seeing in.
I would do the
The
same,
cars will
actually.
also frequently
No matter how much money I would have available, I would make a wall. Out of plants or out of sticks and stones, I don't care. But I like my privacy, and I like to just enjoy myself in my private space. And that's it. That's why I also have a lot of flowers in the terrace to just cover up the looks of neighbors. And yes, you can look up there. So people do be looking sometimes.
Be fenced in are completely shielded within a garage. Yet you'll still see things like this Maserati that's relatively unprotected, or this Lambo that's lounging around. You also see a lot of security cameras. It's very common to spy on the stickers of security companies attached to the buildings. Despite all the measures put in place to protect privacy, luckily for us, they don't stop planes and
Just put art on it or something.
satellites.
Most likely it's very beautiful inside, but outside is just
street view will give you a vastly different sense of the area. Some properties will be nothing flashy from the street. But if you look at the satellite view, you can see that the size of this property is many times the size of its neighbors. Fortunately, this is Mizue Art Gallery, so we have some fantastic 360 views of the interior.
Looks
It was
nice.
literally and figuratively eye-opening to get a look at these properties from Google Earth. One assumption I had was that there weren't many outdoor pools. And with the Google Earth view, I found my suspicions correct. I did find this one, though, that not only had a pool, but a mini soccer field. Although, truth be told, it's a very tiny soccer field that's not much bigger than the 6-yard goal area of a regular pitch. Over here, these houses look nice from the street, but it was hard to tell if they were the same house or not. But from above, it does look like they are two separate households, and this one has some very large windows. And I think that's what can be deceptive about a lot of Japanese properties. From the street, it may appear that architects hate windows, but from inside, you can see that this property certainly enjoys a lot of sun.
Window. Okay, but why can't you just make it a bit more pretty then at least?
Over here was the property I was most curious about. The walls were quite high on all sides, and it had this glass front on the corner of the street. But from Google Earth view, it looks like a pit?
What's going on in there? That looks a little bit odd.
Google Satellite tells me there's a lot of green. Another area I visited was Seijo Gakuen. The area is named for the prestigious private educational institution that has facilities from kindergarten to university.
Oh.
Something I noticed just outside the train station was that there's a huge bike parking lot. I know Seijo Gakuen is close by, but it's so close that it's doubtful that students would be parking bikes here. Instead, it's most likely that it's used by residents commuting by train. And speaking of bikes, they have a regular old bike shop nearby as well. The point I'm trying to make is that in all the wealthy areas I visited, there was high usage of one's own feet, bikes, and public transportation. Something that stood out to me with this neighborhood was the number of tree-lined streets. The main thoroughfare is covered in...
Wait, it's all ginkgo trees. Look. All of them are ginkgo. They are freaking old. They take so long to grow. It's absolutely insane. I have one. This poor thing is growing like a freaking snail.
Ginkgo trees. But I was delighted to see that many small side streets have cherry trees lining them, even though they have no official sidewalks. And on the subject of trees, we came across this property that was absolutely shrouded in them. It looks like a ryokan, a traditional Japanese hotel that you would stay at in the countryside.
That looks so
it's
cool.
right in the middle of a residential area.
That's where I would be, like everything covered in greenery. You can see nothing, and I can also see nothing, and I can just be my little old world and place. This is where I would probably live if I would have the money.
It takes up the same space that 8 homes could.
Pretty, Jesus.
Seijo Gakuen, like Dennen Chofu, also has a...
This looks like a mushroom structure. I'm sorry. Like here, it's like a wall, right, with the fence. But when it's going down like this, it reminds me of a mushroom structure. Like the stem, you know?
Neighborhood association with their suggested rules. I guess this resident didn't get the message.
Please open the comment section real quick and tell me what you think of this. Everyone has a different taste, right? But man, it's just sad.
Even though it's a wealthy area, I saw instances of very basic housing. I found bachelor places that were renting for 58,000 yen and 85,000 yen, which is 450 to 650
That's actually
US
doable.
dollars. Another thing that intrigued me was that I found vending machines and parking lots dotted throughout.
Oh, of course they are
there. A neighborhood
there.
who wants to preserve their character would...
This looks like some kind of facility. I'm so sorry. Like I said, I know tastes are different, but it just looks like, I don't know, plumbing facility. I don't know.
One vending machines, but you'd be wrong. I can say the same for parking lots, but they're a necessity since there's no on-street parking and people need to park somewhere.
Okay.
I suppose I shouldn't have been surprised to see a community garden, which is a common
That's
sight
nice.
on the east side of Tokyo. I was actually walking around the neighborhood with my Japanese teacher, so I thought I'd ask a few basic questions. What kind of people live here?
Rich people.
Rich people.
So if you're in a rich area, what is this place called?
高級住宅街。
もう一回お願いします。
高級住宅街。高い。
Ah, okay. I know. Okay.
Yeah.
So like kanji takai, ko,
旧
Q
旧
is...
なんかクラス。
Oh, right, okay. The class, right.
で住宅。
Like housing
Yeah, housing.
guy. Okay. Oh, by the way, Yamamoto Sensei was telling me that she has a few spots available for new learners.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm teaching Japanese on Nihongo Pro. So if you are interested in learning Japanese online, please check the website.
Yeah.
I highly recommend her.
Okay. There you have it. That's why I put the links into the
After
description. So
Yamamoto
if you are
Sensei and I
interested,
parted ways,
I'm not sure. I mean, it's 3 years old, so maybe there are new places available. Who knows? If you want to learn it, check her out probably.
I headed to Shoto in Shibuya, which is only a 10-minute walk from Shibuya Crossing, famous for being one of the busiest pedestrian crossings
Yeah,
in the
that's
world.
probably very expensive
That's
from
why
there.
I was caught off guard by the lack of people on some of the streets.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd they all go? I think the simple answer is that since the houses were so huge, the residence per block is very low, and thus I didn't see many people out and about.
That could
But
be.
when I moved only a few blocks over, I once again got the hustle and bustle of Shibuya. Notable things I
Very
saw in the area
interesting.
included this tall wall. What on earth was behind it, I wondered.
Mhm.
Google Earth was once again able to satisfy my curiosity and
What
showed
is
me that it's
that?
basically a very large home.
I don't know. I'm judging homes. I'm not sure if I'm in the position to do that, but there's also just... yeah. Like the other one here, up here, looks a bit more inviting with all the greenery inside of it.
Continuing to walk
But
around
yeah.
the neighborhood, I came across this residence, which instead of building a wall around for privacy, went with the fortress strategy. The building was the wall. With Google Earth View, I was able to see that they did have an inner courtyard with
Okay. Okay. Oh, they're just building fortresses in rich neighborhoods or what? They're just building a fortress in there. Oh my god. Okay.
some greenery, which was a relief. I was really
at least something, but like, man, they don't want to bother with anyone at all.
worried that the poor souls living inside weren't getting enough light. Again, another block and another long stretch of wall.
Mm-hmm.
Judging by the size of nearby apartment
Very
buildings,
big.
you could easily house 20 families in the compound.
What? They even have a pool that goes kind of into the house. Crazy. How much money does that cost? Couple million at bare minimum?
A true Tokyo mansion.
Mm-hmm.
I then set off to see what parks were like in this wealthy area. Apparently, you get artistic bathrooms like this.
Okay.
I liked this little park, but I have to say,
Oh.
beyond the interesting bathrooms, it didn't seem drastically different from the variety of parks one can visit throughout Tokyo.
Mm-hmm.
You may have been wondering
Oh.
what kind of shops you find in wealthy areas.
Mm-hmm.
In many places, I have to admit that I didn't find anything too posh.
Oh, that looks nice. Like a really nice filling crepe. Yeah, I would eat that.
Unless you consider Platinum
Nice.
Don Quixote fancy. I did
Mhm.
find KFC in Dannen Shofu and
Oh.
Burger King in Seijo Gakuen. There will be fancier chain shops that you'll only find in wealthier areas, like the
Mhm.
grocery store Seijo Ishii or the convenience store Natural Lawson.
Mm-hmm.
On the east side, we only get regular Lawson, or
Regular
even cheaper,
Lawson.
Lawson Store 100, where many items are around 100 yen.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty
In
nice
the
that they
wealthy
have
areas,
something like
you
that.
will
It also looked like there's fresh produce in it. See, like there's some fresh produce, and if you can have many things for 100 yen, or let's say 200 even, that's very cheap for fresh goods.
Where many
Very
items
nice.
are around 100 yen. In the wealthy areas, you will still find the regular chain shops like Dotoru, Mossburger,
Mhm.
and Starbucks.
Starbucks.
There was this fancy patisserie called Seijo Alps,
Mhm.
and I was actually surprised to see that the
Oh.
prices were on par with quality patisseries I frequent in the East. and basically similar pricing to Starbucks.
I would eat that. All of it.
But obviously much tastier. Though, on a whole, I'd say prices would generally be 10 to 20% more expensive for equivalent quality goods from independent places. But this makes sense given the land prices.
Yeah.
If you really want expensive goods,
Ginza.
you need to visit high-end commercial areas. And there are none more premium than Ginza. It has the highest land prices in all of Japan.
It's
It also
just
has
crazy.
the flashiest architecture and window displays. A pleasant feature of the main strip is that they close down the streets to motor vehicles on weekends and holidays from noon until sunset. It's a great chance to walk around
Oh, that looks nice. Oh, it's like a festival, and then there's the train. I see.
and really enjoy the sights of Ginza. It's funny to see some don't realize this is happening, and they sit waiting at the traffic light even though it's a completely pedestrian zone. And close to Ginza is Chiyoda, where the wealthiest home of them all is located, the Tokyo Imperial Palace.
Oh.
It's where the Emperor of Japan hangs out.
Ah, yeah.
When he was the crown prince, he used to chill at Akasaka Palace. But since he's become emperor, it's now acting as one of 2 state guest houses for the government of Japan.
It's a guest house.
All in all, the most distinguishing
Oh,
feature I could
gosh.
point out about wealthier homes is that they tended to have custom architecture with some daring designs.
Yeah, but that is the thing. Architecture, cool, great, but can't they be a bit more creative on how they? I mean, this is at least something with the structure, but some walls are just plain. Just do something with it.
I've read that part of the reason for this can be attributed to the perceived shelf life of Japanese homes. For tax purposes, your house completely depreciates by the time it's 15 years old, meaning that
Okay.
on paper, the building is worth nothing, although your land still is. I won't get into why homes do in fact last more than 15 or 30 years. I have a whole video about it, but the majority of home purchases are of new homes. So
Interesting. I
there's a
didn't know
practice
that.
of buying new homes
Okay.
expecting that there will be no resale value.
Mm-hmm.
They're considered depreciating assets like cars, and thus people are inclined to get more creative with their designs. This is also combined with the fact that homes in most areas don't have to conform
Wait, this one looked kind of cool.
their
Not
designs.
this one.
This is also
This one
combined
is-
with the fact that homes in most
This one looks kind of cool. Yeah, there was something going on. I like this one. It looks so interesting from all different angles. This is something.
areas don't have to conform to arbitrary beauty standards, meaning architects can push the limits of what's considered good taste.
Interesting.
I mean, these are all homes in Dan
This looks like a toilet.
and Chofu, which
I'm
is one
so
of the few
sorry.
areas in Tokyo that has rules about home
This looks like a prison. Oh my god. Oh, architects have some fun jobs sometimes.
being harmonious
Apparently.
with their surroundings. Despite this, there's quite a
This
variety
is
in design.
comfy.
The
This
other
just
thing
looks
that struck
comfy.
me about the wealthy
Yeah.
areas is that I found a lot of the streets seemed otherwise normal.
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of normal-looking homes between the richer-looking ones.
Mm-hmm.
From what I gather, in Tokyo and in most of Japan, there aren't large concentrations of wealth in well-established neighborhoods like you might find in the UK or even the US.
Interesting.
With Japan's long history, this might seem hard to understand, but it makes sense taking a quick look at events that happened in the past 150 years.
Mm-hmm.
In the Edo period, power and land were concentrated with the daimyo, who were like regional governors that held large parcels of land. With the Meiji Restoration that started in 1868, they were made to submit their domains to the new government/emperor. So the only big landholder became the emperor/Japanese government.
Okay.
This was the start of industrialization and large conglomerates.
There's a lot of inspiration here on these buildings from the Western world. These look very, very Western over here on the right side. I mean, these ones too, they're just in construction, so you can see these way better. Very westernized
called
houses.
zaibatsu, formed and started accumulating massive amounts of wealth.
Mm-hmm.
After World War II, the US took control over the governance of Japan. This is when they instituted a high income and inheritance tax rate. This was to ensure that an enormous concentration of wealth would never end up in the hands of a few wealthy families again.
Mm-hmm.
In 2015, the current governor of Tokyo, Yuriko Koike, remarked, Japan has a high income tax rate for the rich, 45%, and the inheritance tax rate recently was raised to 55%.
Okay.
This makes it difficult to accumulate capital over generations. As a result, Japan's richest families typically lose their wealth within 3 generations.
if they
went on
can't
to
keep
say,
it, yeah.
Japanese remain sensitive to inequality, driving even the richest to avoid ostentatious displays of wealth.
Interesting.
One simply does not see the profusion of mansions, yachts, and private jets typical of, say, Beverly Hills and Palm Beach. If you Google Tokyo mansions and compare the results to Beverly Hills mansions or Palm Beach mansions, you get an idea of what she's talking about. If you want flash, you're better off looking, not at homes, but the commercial district of Ginza, like we did. If you combine this with the fact that due to natural disasters, like the Great Kanto earthquake of 1923 and the firebombing of Tokyo in 1945,
Look at this. Oh my gosh. There's not much left there. Horrible. I can't even imagine.
there are few grand residents that are over 100 years
The night is completely killing me here in this little corner. I love this. Definitely not over 100 years old.
old in the area. Even the Imperial Palace was partially rebuilt after it burned to the ground during the war. And perhaps another factor that has prevented the creation of wealthy communities is that gated communities are not a thing in Japan. The Building Standards Act stipulates that residential areas must connect to a public road and therefore forbids construction of gated communities.
Oh,
However, in terms of
interesting. Yeah, that makes, of course, it a bit difficult to make it super gated, right?
security, the apartments with automatic locks that are increasing in urban areas are like gated communities that grew vertically. So the most exclusive areas may in fact be residential skyscrapers, which are like vertical gated communities. Of course, emanating from the east side, the Shitamachi side, I don't for a second pretend to know about the wealthy. So please, feel free to correct me in the comments. And while the credits roll for my Patreon supporters, thank you so much, I thought I'd show a few more of the interesting homes I happened across.
Finally, maybe some good architecture now. This looks also like fairly Western with also the it looks a bit like UK, kinda, with this little thingies here. A little bit like UK style, I would say. That was a nice video. What do you think about it? What is that? This looks okay here with the greenery on top, like as in front of the wall. It makes it look interesting, even though if you take it away, it's just walls. But at least the greenery is covering up the blank space. That is at least something, right? But that is very interesting. Some of the houses are interesting. Yeah, that is the most interesting thing. That was cool.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Thank you
Peace.
for making the video.
What are the rich areas like where you're from?
They're also very interesting. Oh,
I totally forgot to add this, but someone asked about the police. Koban, police boxes, aren't fancier in the rich areas.
they look just normal. The little police box. Yeah, this is like when you find something, you go there and then put it there, like to bring it back to the owner. But yeah, how was the video? I really liked it personally. I just like the channel overall. It's like very informative. It's also very interesting, very well made. Not too much hectic. It's not like, it's not like fast-paced videos or something like that. I really enjoyed it. It's very, very relaxing. So definitely recommend the channel, especially if you are interested in Japan and how people live and what can you see, where can you go. Definitely a good channel for that. But yeah, if you liked it, we can also react more to it if there will be no restrictions. We will see. And I see you on the next one. Bye.